Hello there, guys, and welcome to part 3 of this series of learning Zenonzard. So today we're going to be going over PC01 Awaken. So this is the first set, obviously the first proper expansion, rather than the basic cards. So it's stuff you're going to have to pull for. And it is, I think, the second biggest set. The sets tend to sets kind of vary in size, with a few of these really tiny ones like this EX expansion. This EX expansion is quite small. These are kind of bigger. I think this one was pretty big, and one of them was like 170 cards. But anyway, this is one of the bigger ones. So enough delaying. Let's just launch right into it, and immediately we're going to be getting some much more interesting card design. So here we have obviously name-based minions. So now these are going to be ones you can only run up to 3 copies of. I believe that's the card limit. 3 copies of in your deck, and they obviously are far more interesting. So this is just going to untap at the end of your turn, which is in your base, which is clearly very valuable. Having a mana that is always going to let itself be used on your opponent's turn is obviously very, very good, and kind of lets you run decks without Phoenix necessarily being this thing that I feel like you really do have to run. And it's a 1/1. 101. Spike Lizard, 101. If you have 2 minions or fewer on your field, this minion cannot attack, and it enters the rest state when it moves to base. So, this is interesting. I think... So clearly the idea here is to spam lots of small boys on board. That's kind of what red tends to do in card games. I think this could be good, but I do want to see the other stuff, because how consistently are you going to be able to just spam board and make this live in like large quantities? Is the question. A 2 cost 2/1 with charge. Better than the basic stuff. Pretty good, to be fair. I think it's pretty good. Charge on very low cost minions is obviously valuable because your opponent's not going to have a board to block with. So I think this is pretty decent. But yeah, I think it's pretty decent. 2 cost. Draw 1 card for the duration of the turn. Your opponent gains the following effects: life and force points cannot be restored, and the damage cannot be reduced. Very interesting. So this is clearly going to be countering some cards in this set. What those are remains to be seen, but it does replace itself, so immediately off that alone, almost, this seems like a pretty good card. 3 cost 3/1, charge, and your other minions gain plus 100 BP. I don't know how valuable the stat buff is going to be, but it is strictly better than the generic version, so yeah, it is better than that. 3 cost 4/1. Bear in mind you need to pay 2 red mana for this one. When attacking, if this minion attacks your opponent's life, you draw a card. That seems pretty good. I do like drawing when I attack life, and I believe this will just trigger even if your opponent blocks it, because you are obviously attacking their life. You don't have to deal the damage. The attack does not need to be successful. So in that sense, yeah, I mean that's pretty good. The issue is it's going to have to survive on board for a whole turn, because unless you give it charge somehow, you're not going to be able to attack the life. So yeah. 3 cost 3 red mana. 3/2. For every other minion in the field there's not a token, this minion gains plus 200 BP. I can see this being really, really good. If you've got even 2 other minions on board, this is 702 for 3, which is very good, clearly. A huge blocker, and also a very heavy hitter. So yeah, that's pretty good. 3 cost 4/1. Chain red. What is chain? Oh. An effect, the mana of the specified card is present in the base. A new card can be drawn when a minion is beside. Okay, so if you got a red mana in your base, which you kind of need to have to play this guy, you draw, and all your other red minions gain 200 BP during your turn. That's pretty good. That seems pretty good to me. 4 cost 4/1. When summon secondary opponent's minions to lose minus 300 BP for the duration of this turn. It seems pretty crap. I mean, you just reduce the effectiveness of blockers a bit, but I don't know, for 4 costs that seems pretty. Unless hitting 0 BP kills something. I'm not 100% sure on that. If it does, then this is a lot better, because it can also just delete a minion. 4 cost. Select one of your opponent's minions, lose minus 600 BP for the duration of this turn. So again, this seems overcosted. This seems really overcosted for what it is. But it might be something you are forced to run, because my understanding is mono colour is pretty much the way to go in this game at the moment. So it is what it is. We've got a 5 cost 5/2 on your turn. All minions that cost 3 will receive charge effects. So yeah, this is going to be your slap him down. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, giving all your cheap minions charge, and then ideally the same turn, or probably the next turn, you just go blah blah, and you close out the game. Seems pretty good to me. Legend for a reason. 5 cost. Summon 2 token golem, and then all your minions belong to the golem class gain 200 BP for the duration of this turn. How valuable is it? 5 mana, generate two tokens, and buff the BP of the others. Well, it could be quite valuable, obviously, in combination with this. Whoa. In combination with that, so it's probably good. It is probably good. Pickaxe golem. When summoned, get 2 golems, and then on your turn, all means one golem class gain plus 2 BP. Okay, so I mean, this just seems like a. I mean, for 1 mana more, you're also getting another 3/1 body, which seems a lot better for only 1 mana more. When summoned, select 2 opponent's minions, lose 4 BP for the duration of this turn. 7 cost 7/2. Yeah, I mean, assuming hitting 0 BP just does kill something, that's pretty fucking good. Even if it doesn't, reducing the block size is okay, but if it doesn't kill, I don't think this is that good. If it does, I think this is pretty good. 8 cost 8/2, charge. When summoned, if you have 4 red mana or more, one of your opponent's minions is 600 BP for the duration of this turn. Yep, kind of same sentiment. 9 cost. Okay, we're getting the real big boys. When summoned, you can have 2 tokens enter your field. When attacking, if this minion attacks your opponent's life, you receive one of the following effects. You receive the following effect for the duration of the turn. Whenever your minion attack is blocked, deal 1 damage. Now that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is the sort of power level I would expect something this expensive to have. It's pretty good, because you get this effect for the rest of the turn. So even if your opponent deletes this, that effect is there. So your opponent is going to be taking these 1 pokes either way. It very much feels like if this survives long enough for you to attack your opponent's life with it, your opponent's dead. So yeah, really good minion. Yeah. Okay, so that's red. Overall impressions, seems pretty strong. Seems pretty good. The sort of standard red rush token little guy strategy. Okay, now onto yellow. So okay, so it stands to reason here that all of the manas are the same. I mean, these are obviously going to be 4 obs. Only in the context of this set, I don't necessarily know beyond that. But Jackknife Swallow. If you have summoned another yellow or neutral minion turn, this minion gains +1 DP for the duration of this turn, and passive this minion enters the rest of it moves to base. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be tapped. It just becomes a 1/1. I mean, it's a 1-drop, so you're probably going to run it just for that early game tempo anyway. Seems okay. 2 costs, return a minion, the cost 4 lower to the hand. Yep, very solid removal. 3 costs whenever another minion enters your field gets +200 BP for the duration of this turn. It could be good, but not a massive fan. 3 cost, 3/1 with swoop, so you can just drop it. So swoop is obviously just you drop it during an attack. Swoop is comes from the hand in the flash phase. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Being able to just drop it sort of unexpectedly is quite nice. 3 cost, put him in inactive. This is quite a versatile card. You can kind of use it sort of whenever, really. It's a very good attacking card and it's a very good defensive card. So yeah, I really like this card. I think this is really good. Chain yellow, so whenever the words, this just buffs everything. Whenever another yellow minion. So the thing is, if you if once doesn't really matter, but 2, 3, 4 times, that's starting to add up, and that's starting to get quite valuable. And it does replace itself, so and it's a full 1 for 3. So yeah, that seems pretty good. On your turn, if you've summoned a minion with a cost of 5 or higher this turn, basic cost of this card on your hand becomes 0 for the duration of the turn. So that's good. I like that. That is very nice. And at the end of your turn, if you have another minion on this field, draw this minion you can. Yep, totally fine with that. Just comes in for free. You can swing. Yeah, you can swing into a force or something, and then it comes right back out. Really good. I like that. Focus for 1. Whenever your one of your minions with the super effect enters the field, that minion gains +1 for the duration of the turn. I like that. It's going to be a lot more valuable during your turn, obviously, but yeah, I do like that. I do like that a lot. When someone tries to replace minions, 4 will be put into the hand. This is good. I like this removal. When someone put one of your minions with cost 4 lower into the active state. So yeah, this obviously, I really like this, because obviously you can attack and then call this, get another thing, go off. So I think this is really good. Draw 2, and when this turn ends, all your mana returns to active state. I like that. I definitely like that. If you're looking to just kind of stall a turn and you got some reasonable removal spells in your hand, this is good. I like it. Swoop. When someone's like one of your minions gain +1/+1 during each turn. 5/1, 6 cost. So it is pretty bloody expensive, but it's that extra aggro, sort of relatively unexpectedly, seems really good. I like that. 7 cost, 7/2. When summoned, bounce one of your opponent's minions. So, I mean, yeah, this is good. Very much can be used to secure kills here by bouncing active targets. Elephant or choice. When summoned, select one of your minions, gain +3/+1. If you have 4 yellow mana or more when attacking, return one of your opponent's minions at the cost of 4 or lower to their hand. That's pretty good. Is that enough to justify an 8 cost? Maybe. I want to try it out. And the 9 cost legend. When someone of the top 4 cards of your deck and select 2 field minions from your opponent, add them to your hand, but the rest of the cards in your deck. Whenever another minion enters the field, this minion is stay. Okay. Okay. So pretty much like the red legendary, if this survives a turn, and your opponent does not have a way to bounce or kill or do something to it, this is really fucking scary. It directly +1s you when you drop it, and it's a huge threat on board to the opponent. That seems really strong. I think it's really good. Yeah, I really like this. Alright. Now on to purple. It's obviously an amazing card. 1 cost. This minion will be destroyed after it finishes a battle. This minion enters the rest state when it moves to base. Interesting. So you're getting fat stats there. This is basically going 1 free kill block against something your opponent drops. So some very solid early game stuff there. And in exchange, you lose this. Oh, bollocks. Though obviously, always chucking it into base if you don't get the value out of it is a very viable option. Okay, Mud Pit, destroy 1 minion with the mana cost 3 or lower. This is clearly very good. Yeah, really good early game card. 2 costs. When one of your opponent's minions loses -200. Sorry. When destroyed, one of your opponent's minions loses -100 PP, -1 DP, but 100 DP value for the duration of this turn. So this is really good defensively, because it effectively blocks 2 attacks, which is quite nice. If your opponent Whoa, okay, sorry. 2 cost 7/2. Your opponent has one or more forces, meaning cannot attack, block, or move. When one of your other minions attacks a force, that minion gains 200 BB for the duration of that battle. So this is a very interesting card because it can't block, it can't attack, and it can't move. So it's kind of just stuck on board. Your opponent's probably going to struggle to deal with this because of how low cost it is, and how high BP it is. So you can kind of just you just drop this. You kind of sit on it early. It buffs all your other minions while they clear out the forces, and then when the forces are gone, suddenly you have two potentially of these huge bodies on board relatively early, I'd imagine. I think this is really good. Yeah, this seems really good to me. 3 cost 3/1, revenge when attacking. If attacking a force, it gets +1 DP for the duration of this battle. So yeah, just meant to nuke down forces. Seems really good to me. The fact that it's a 3/1 isn't a huge deal. Oh, actually, yeah. I do like this card, but not that much. I think it's pretty decent. 3 cost, flash, retrieve one field minion card with a cost of 4 low from the trash and put it onto your field when summon abilities will not activate. Okay, interesting. So you're not getting your own entries. I mean, the thing is, this seems like very good value because you can summon a 4 cost minion with it for 3. I mean, that alone kind of seems really good. So yeah, yeah, seems good to me. 3 cost for 1, chain purple. On your turn, whenever one of your purple minions destroys a force using DP, plays 1 neutral mana and draw 1 card. Wow. That seems really good. You're probably only going to get this off once in the game, because I imagine your opponent's going to deal with it before they lose their second force. But damn, that's a that's a spicy effect. That's really good. I really like that. 4 cost for 2. If the minion returns to your hand from your trash, put it on your field. Very interesting. Very interesting. We know purple has some salvage cards, so I think this could be quite good. Yeah. 5 cost 6/2 with revenge. Don't think it's that good. Revenge is like, I mean, definitely best on cheap cards. 6 cost 5/2. Retrieve 1 field minion card with a cost of 3 or is it best on low cost cards? That's probably a sensible thing to say. 6 cost 5/2. When summoned, retrieve 1 field minion card with a cost of 3 or lower from your trash and put it onto your field. So 6 cost, you get a 5/2 plus a 3 drop. That seems pretty fucking value to me. That's good. I like that. 6 cost 7/1. When attacking, you destroy one of your other minions. If you do, it enters the active state. So yeah, you can basically go boom, 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 boom for as many minions as you have. Yeah, this seems like a pretty solid kind of just. Well, you don't have that much defense, and I've got a reasonably big board. Let's try and end the game here. I like that. Lord of the Dead. Don't know why I read that part. 7 cost 5/2. Just one destroy one of your opponent's minions, and one of your. Wow. Okay. I mean, that's really strong. Clearly, that's really, really strong. Because you kind of just go on, bitch, destroy this minion. What the fuck? Wow. So the fact that it's a 5/2 is kind of a good thing. You can actually kind of want that low. If anything, I kind of want this to be like a 1/2. So it's definitely dying. But yeah, wow. That's I think that's very good. I think that's very, very good. And here's the big boy legendary. I think. Well, okay, there was something there that looked crazy. Right. Passive, increase the base cost of field minion cards in your opponent's hand by 1. That's already very, very good. And then when attacking, retrieve 1 purple field minion card from your trash that is not this card and put it on your field. Wow. That's good. I think that's very good. The fact, I mean, you can just go anything. As long as it's not on this card, you can get anything you fucking want. Yeah, very strong. Very, very strong. Board wipe is clearly going to be very good. Clearly. Yeah, amazing card. it costs when attacking if you have 4 more mana, destroy one of your opponent's minions with a cost of 4 or lower. I like that. And passive creature your opponent's force destroys minion is +2/+1. So I mean, you know, ideally this is going to be an 11/4. It's kind of just going to, if it hits, it's going to end the game. But I don't think this is that good. If you call this from hand, I think this is super neg. But if you call this off the legendary, just fucking value out the wazoo. So yeah, I'm very impressed by purple. Very, very impressed by purple. Okay, on to green. So I'm expecting some more very solid ramp here. 1 cost. Whenever a villager girl of Demeat card was facing your base, restore 1 life point. And interesting. I think this seems decent in the context of this set, but you're not going to be running Demeat as more of these mana cards come out. So this is going to become quite bad over time, I think. 1 cost, restore 1 life point. If you have a minion belonging to a tree folk class of field, draw 1 card. Yep, that's good. Just cycles. 2 cost, damage dealt to your life is reduced by 1 for the duration of this turn. So yeah, a natural sort of counter to those early damage strategies. If they don't have some sort of way to stop reduction damage, which obviously red has, but you know, they need to see they're out, you're out, and also have enough mana to use it, and you kind of really don't lose much, even if they do. So yeah, well, I mean, okay, like if they've got it, right? Like it's, you know, but if they don't, then you just go fuck you. So that's good. Good card. 3 cost for 1 on your opponent's turn. Whenever your life is attacked by one of your opponent's minions with a cost of 5 or lower, this minion enters the active state. Whoa! Wow! That's really good. Being a 4/1 means it's probably going to be surviving. It's going to be surviving like pretty much everything 3 cost or lower. And wow, I mean that's really good. It forces your opponent basically to attack with their big stuff first. Which obviously they might not necessarily want to do, especially if you've got lower cost minions on board. So yeah, very interesting. I like that. 3 cost 3/1. When attacking, put one of your opponent's minions with a cost of 4 or lower into the rest state. Yeah, I mean it removes blockers, which is obviously nice. It seems pretty good, to be fair. It seems pretty good. Chain green, whenever a green minion with the cost of 5 if you draw a card. Yeah, I mean, it replaces itself. It is a 4/1 for 3, and you're going to be ramping up to that mana pretty quickly. This is just giving you nice stuff to play on curve, so yeah, I like this card. 4 cost 5/2 with Pierce. That is going to be a hard hitter, for sure. 4 cost 6/1. If you select a target to go into the rest state, select 1 mana target. Wow, okay. So your rest stuff can start going out of control very, very quickly. Start being very, very, very potent with this card. Yeah, that's good. And obviously for 4, you know, 6/1 on 4 as well is good. 4 cost selects 2 minions, forces to put in the rest state. If it is your turn, those targets cannot return to the active state until your opponent's next standby phase. Very interesting. Very good card. Very, very good card. And definitely, I assume that's 4 with this legendary, which is a lot, which is really, really good. Yeah, great card. 5 cost 5/2 with Pierce, and on your turn, all your other minions with this Pierce effect gain +1/+1. Ooh, okay. So that can get big, real. That can get real hard to deal with real quick. Yeah, I mean Pierce is pretty valuable, honestly. So yeah, that's good. That's good. 5 cost 5/2. When summoned, search your deck for a Demeat and place into your base and rest, then shuffle your deck. So yeah, I mean this is a ramp card. It's good. Because you get a 5/2 body as well as going up to 7 mana next time. And obviously guaranteeing green mana as well. 6 cost 8/2. If you have 7 or more life, this minion receives charge, pierce, and research. That's very interesting because this is going to constrain the forces that you can pick to have a total cost of 5. So I think it doesn't really rule out a great deal of force combinations. If we have a look here. So the thing is, right, if you want Phoenix, you are now reduced to one of the 2 cost forces. So you're either taking Cyclops, you're not taking Cyclops, or you're taking Ouroboros. Now, to be fair, Ouroboros is really strong, so I mean, this seemed like a likely combo anyway, but, you know, the fact of the matter is you're locked out of every single 3/3, you're locked out of 4 costs entirely. Very, very interesting. Is that worth it? I mean, a 6 cost 8/2 with charge, pierce, and resurge. For those who don't remember, perhaps resurge is they reactivate at the end of the turn. They will be piercing and they will be charging. On an 8/2 body, it's pretty good. Obviously, if this gets removed, big sad, but because you kind of built your whole deck around it, sort of, and certainly in your forces. But yeah, if it doesn't really interfere with the strategy very much, if you kind of, it feels like one of those cards where if like you kind of happen to be having a 5 cost anyway, just chuck it in as good value. I don't think it's worth building a deck around there. 7 cost 6/2 when summoned, put 2 opponent's minions in the rest state. Yeah, it's good for kind of closing out those games. 8 cost 9/2 when attacking, put all your opponent's minions that cost 4 into the rest state. Wow. Basically removing anything but big attack, big blockers. And at the end of your turn, if you have 4 green mana or more, restore 1 life point. That seems pretty strong. And 9 cost 13/4 with pierce on your opponent's turn, damage dealt to your life reduced by 1. Yeah, that's very, very strong. I mean, big things are big and big things are hard to deal with. That's like I don't think anything in the game is running over this. That being said, white just goes delete, and you want to cry. So, you know. That being said, strong card. Also, the name is a fucking meme. The Chiliad. Anyway, alright. On to blue. Wait. Did it just skip a bunch? Or is the lowest cost new blue card actually a 7-drop? Okay. Assume some sort of just random error there. The 7-drop when summoned, move 2 of your opponent's minions with the cost 4 lower into their base in the rest state. So this is a weird form of removal because you're giving your opponents mana. So I don't know how big of a fan I am of it. A 7 cost card that reads your opponent loses 2 blockers, but they also will have 2 more mana next turn, so you better fucking kill them, otherwise you're fucked. Don't know how much I like that. It is on place though, which is nice at least. When summoned, each player draws a card, 2-drop, 2/1. I don't like my opponent drawing as well. The original DP of all your opponent's minions with a cost of 4 lower is reduced by 1 for the duration of this turn. Yeah, that is gonna basically read no. You don't get to damage me this turn. Which is pretty good. That's pretty good on 2-drop. Obviously free with the reduced 2 spell. Move 1 of your opponent's minions with cost 4 lower into the base in the rest state. Yeah. Again, it just goes delete something, but you get the mana. So it's kind of the worst form of removal, but removal is removal. 3 cost for 1, when attacking one of those minions deals damage, take 1 of your mana to enter the active state. Well, I kind of like that, allowing you to sort of extend your turn. It does have to deal damage though. 3 cost, chain blue. Whenever one of your other blue minions deals damage, that minion receives +1 DP. It seems pretty crap, honestly. I mean, you'll run it because it, fucking replaces itself. But the bonus effect seems pretty crap. 4 cost 2/1 infiltrate. So obviously, infiltrate is going to be blocked by minions with the same cost. So, they got to block it with a 4-drop, which kind of sucks. On your turn, if you've used blue magic card this turn, the base cost of this card when your hand becomes 0. Ah, ha ha ha! Very good card. Very, very good. I like that a lot. Very, very, very good. Bollocks. 4 cost, one of your minions can't be blocked for the duration of this turn. If that minion belongs to Seaworm, return this card to your hand. Interesting. And obviously, if you can make this a 2-drop, it becomes a lot more spammable. You can kind of just go, fuck you, I'm dealing the damage this turn, whether you like it or not. Unless you've obviously got some form of removal. So yeah, very, very, very interesting. 5 cost 5, 2. When summoned, retrieve 1 magic card with cost of 4 lower from your trash, return to your hand. I like that. I think this will get a lot better with time. 5 cost 5, 1. Every time you use a magic card, summon a token. 2, 2, 1. I mean, sorry, a 2, 1. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. And it's, you know, not only during your turn, so when you're interacting with your opponent's turn, you get to go bop, 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 bop. Many tokens, many blockers, they don't enter in rest, so yeah, this is pretty crazy. On your turn, this 5 or 6 2 cannot be blocked, so yep, that's gonna hit hard. You have to have 5 blue mana though. 5 blue mana. So you're probably not going to get it until later in the game. 6 cost 6 2. Whenever this minion deals damage, 2 of your mana enter the active state. Again, is it going to deal damage? Unlikely. Okay, yep, so they double post it. And 8 costs 8 2. When someone move up to 3 minions from your base to the field and put them in the active state. Wow, okay. And when attacking, move one of your opponent's minions to their base in the rest state. I mean, yeah, this is kind of what you make of it, but if you're set up for having some fucking big boys coming out, this is pretty good. And finally, Golden Seal. If you have 4 more blue mana, move one of your opponent's minions that cost 6 or higher into their base and the rest stay infiltrate. I feel like this is a lot more valuable because it's deleting a 6 drop. And to be fair, even if they move it out, I believe it can't attack life and stuff when it comes out. So this will be really good against a lot of these legendaries. I think, might be wrong on that. And obviously infiltrate. So you know, but I mean, block by an 8 cost, just fucking it. Anyway, right on to white. When summoned, heal one of your forces and enter the rest of your space. Probably good. 1 cost for the duration of the turn, you gain full effect. Your opponent must block every time one of your minions belongs to the hunter class attacks. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's keep reading. 2 cost 3, 1. When attacking, your opponent must block. Again, interesting. 2 cost 3, 1. Obviously played on curve means your opponent's probably losing a minion to this. 3 cost, restore 1 point to all your forces, damage out to your forces reduced by 1 for the duration of this turn, so you know, protect the forces. 3 cost 4 1, chain white, all your other white minions gain resurge. That's good. This reads all your other white minions gain Ouroboros, which is good. Though obviously they do have to attack anyway. Yeah, I guess if they don't attack, then you know they were stood anyway. 4 cost 5 1 on your opponent's turn. Your opponent's minions the cost of 5 or cannot attack your forces. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it very much feels like you can't touch forces again. If you're playing against white, just kind of give up and just rush face and hope for the best. 5 cost for 1 resurge on your opponent's turn. All your minions get plus 200 BP. This effect cannot stack. It doesn't seem that good. Sorry, on your opponent's turn. It's going to be very, very good when your opponent's kind of blocking with like these sort of. Well, your 1/1s become 3/1s. 200 BPs become 400 BPs. Pretty valuable blockers. I think it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good, I think. 5 cost 5 2. Whenever this minion wins a battle against another minion, draw 1 card. Probably good. 5 cost, destroy all your minions with a cost of 3 or lower. I think if you're running the reduce force, this is really good. If you're not, this seems pretty expensive for what it is. 6 costs, whenever one of your minions wins a battle against another minion, this minion receives plus 100 BP. 6 3. I don't really like it that much. 6 costs 7 2. Whenever this minion wins a battle against another minion, the minion returns to the active state. And that's interesting because this basically goes either remove this or let it hit. So kind of 2 guaranteed damage, because if they were going to remove it, they're kind of going to remove it anyway. You don't really need to provide them with that extra incentive. So that seems pretty good. For each one of your forces, this minion gains +1/+1. So this will be a 9/4, optimistically. And a 9/4 for 6 seems pretty fucking good. 8 cost 1,000. Oh, sorry. 1 cost 10 too. I noticed I'm just abbreviating. I'm just knocking off 2 zeros. On your turn, whenever one of your minions attacks, your opponents must block. And on your turn, whenever this minion wins a battle, deal 1 damage to your opponent's life and each one of it. Wow! Wow! So you force a block. You're swinging with a 10-2, so it's probably winning. And you go boom, boom, boom. So if your opponent doesn't just remove this in flash. And like, this is very, very usable immediately because you can just attack a force. Wow, that's good. That's really good. It costs 7/2. When attacking, if you have 4 more white mana, all you mean is get +1 WP, and as many cannot be second start with magic cards. Not a fan. And 9 cost 11/2. When attacking, select one of your opponent's minions. That means you bring the active state and must block during this battle. This is just a delete something. I don't think it's that good. Okay, so that's white. Oh, sorry. And then oh, okay, so we just get some generic. Interesting. Okay, so now we get some of these generic base minions. These are neutral mana, so if you run this, you get access to a 5/1. And you got to remember, I guess you got to bear in mind that when you play something from hand, you're getting access to movement. When you just take a free mana, you're not. But obviously, you're not losing a card from hand, so there's a trade-off there. Here, you get a 3/1, and it replaces itself. I think this is probably going to be staple 4 because it just replaces itself. This seems really, really good. And then here we go. We go into a lot of generics. So 2/0, all your forces destroyed. This minion gets +1 DP. This minion has a rest state when it moves to base. I mean, getting a 1 cost 2/1 is obviously good value, but by the time you're getting the value out of it, it's the end of the game. So I'm not a fan. 1 cost 1/0. When summoned, you can search your deck for one of the following cards. Reveal your opponent, add to your hand, shuffle your deck. Any of the base manas, and minion has a rest state when it moves to base. This seems pretty good. Just searching for some guaranteed mana, kind of mana fixing, I guess, to an extent. Seems good. I like this. Dancing Cutlass. When your opponent's turn, this becomes 501 for 2. So a big boy blocker, for sure. I quite like that. 2 cost 2/1. All your minions get +1 P for the direction's turn when attacking. Yeah. 2 cost 1/1. All the minions 200 BP or lower are destroyed when this is destroyed. I like that. I definitely like that. Very good early game. 2 cost 3/1. If you have 3 life points or lower, this minion gains +200 BP +1 DP. Sorry about that. No, 2 cost 5/2 is obviously very bloody good, but you have to be 3 or less. So obviously depends on the forces you choose, for God's sake. Okay, 3 cost 2/0. Whenever the damage is dealt to your life, draw 1 card. This effect cannot stack. Unsure. Seems could go either way. 3 cost 2/1 revenge. Overcosted. 3 cost 3/1. Destroy one of your opponent's minions with DP or 0. Probably not very useful most of the time. 3 cost 2/1. Place 1 neutral mana in your base. I like that to an extent. Obviously very good in green. Interesting. I like this. 3 cost 5/2. This minion enters in rest, so you get a lot of stats, but you can't really use them. 3 cost 2/1. When someone you can search your deck for a minion belonging to the Goblin class that is not Goblin Queen. If you do so, reveal the card to your hand, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Search any Goblin. Seems good to me. And we'll only get better with time, I guess. 3 cost 3/1. For each one of your forces destroyed, it gets +2/+1. Again, who cares? Well, I guess End of game, 3 cost, 7/3. There's a 3 cost 7/3 later on. It's pretty fucking good. This is probably quite decent. And even mid game, 3 cost 5/2 is also quite good. It just sucks early game. 3 cost 3/1. When summoned, you can search your deck for 1 base mini card, reveal to your opponent, and add to your hand, then shuffle your deck. For 3, I mean, yeah, just guaranteeing mana the next turn. And kind of replacing itself seems pretty good. Legendary though? 4 cost 4/2. Whenever one of your other minions is destroyed, this minion receives +1 BP. Don't like it. 4 cost 4/2. Restore 1 life point or 1 force point. 4 cost though. 4 cost 5/1. When attacking, destroy all your opponent's minions at 200 BP or lower. Seems a bit overcosted. And obviously, when attacking, and 200 BP or lower is also 4 cost 4/1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and select 1 field minion. Reveal it to your opponent, add to your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Probably good. Probably quite good. Yeah, probably quite good. 4 cost 5/1. Whenever damage is dealt to your life, this minion receives 1 DP. I think this probably sucks. 4 cost 6/1. Whenever destroy one of your opponent's neutral minions. This is going to depend on the prevalence of neutral minions in the format. And being a 6/1 for 4 is also quite nice, so I think this is pretty good. 4 cost 4/1. If you have used a magic card with an original cost of 4 or higher this turn, the cost of this card on your hand becomes 0 for the duration of this turn. So it's a free 4/1. If you've cast a spell that's 4 or higher, I think this is really good. 5 cost 4/2. When destroyed, restore 2 life points. 5 cost 4/2. 5 cost 3/1. Infiltrate. Not a fan. 5 cost 5/0. When summoned, 1 token slime block, which is a 3/0 enters your field. Interesting. So for 5, you're getting 2 blockers, 800 BP total. I think this is good. 5 cost 4/1. Whenever you use a magic card, draw a card. This could be very good. Will depend on the deck. Obviously, if you can abuse this with Phoenix, it's going to be very, very strong. 5 cost 5/2. When someone restore 1 point to your life and all your forces. You're getting reasonable stats for your 5 cost. This is one of the better one of these healers. This one might actually see some play. 5 cost 4/2. On your turn, when summon abilities of all your minions activate twice, it's count stack. Is clearly very, it's clearly very good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, in any kind of deck that uses on summons, this is obviously going to be very, very good. So yeah, clearly good. 5 cost 5/2. When summoned and at the start of your turn, increase your movement by 1. So every turn you're getting this extra movement. Depending on the deck, I can see this being really valuable. And also as like a kind of a counter to blue. 5 cost 6/2. You can discard 1 base minion from your hand if you draw 2 cards. I think this is probably quite good. 6 cost 8/1. When attacking, this minion receives +1 to be for every minute. Yeah, shit. 6 cost 7/2 with Pierce. 6 cost 8/2. On your turn, whenever this minion deals damage to your opponent's life, it also deals damage to your opponent's forces. Again, you gotta get it to deal the damage, which is gonna be pretty tough. 6 cost 5/1. Passive. Reduce the base cost of all color cards you have 1 for each of your forces. Wow. And passive increase the base cost of neutral field minions your opponents have on. Whoa! That's. I think this might be the best card in the set. God damn. Wow. Surely, I'm convinced that like in green this would be so good. In just like shitting out a huge board the turn after you drop this. I don't know. I mean, this seems really good to me. 6 cost 6/2. All your minions getting +100 BT, +100 +1. If you've got a pre-established board, this is good. If you don't, this is fucking garbage. So it's a red card. 7 cost 7/2 with swoop. This is probably quite good actually. If you don't really have a lot to do with your mana, and you're running Phoenix, so yeah. 7 cost 8/2. When summoned, all your mana returns to the active state when this turn ends. So this just gives you Phoenix for a turn. I don't think it's that good, but it might be. Like if it immediately untapped all your mana, it would obviously be very good. But 7 cost 6/2. When summoned, both players discard all cards in their hand. They just play. Okay, yep, this is great, amazing card, 100%. 100% amazing card, especially if your opponent has like a ton of cards in hand. This is just so good. Yep. 8 cost 8/3. On your turn, this minion cannot be blocked by minion cost 3 or lower. By the time you get this out, your opponent's probably got higher cost minions they can deal with, or they can just kill it. 8 cost 8/2. Actually, it might be a little difficult to cast. They probably do have to block this, but yeah. Anyway. 8 cost 8/2. When summoned, draw cards and flip to the 4 in your hand. This is pretty good late game. When you sort of like had your shitting out boards turns, this just replenishes your hand. Like if this is the last card in your hand, this is like a draw 4, which is amazing. Even if you play this and it's only a draw 2, I think it's really good value. 8 cost 8/2. The base cost of this card when your hand is just by 1 for each minion that's on the field. Could be very, very good in certain decks. Yep. 9 cost 9/3. Research passive. This minion can't be selected as a card with the effects of minions on your field or magic cards. I think it's probably pretty good. Probably pretty good. I'm gonna go with definitely pretty good. 9 cost 8/2. When summoned, destroy all minions cost 4. Okay, that's probably gonna be destroying most stuff. So yeah, that's good. 9 cost 5/1. When summoned, switch one of your friend's life points, one of your force points. I'm going to assume this doesn't let you switch with a 0 life because it's destroyed, but if you've got anything on 1, wow. Yeah, this is good. 10 drop, 12/3. Lord Alabaster, the Imbalance. I'm pretty sure this was in the anime. Charge, when attacking and deal 3 damage to your opponent's life. Each force your opponent has, this damage is reduced by 1. Yeah, that seems like a game ender to me. And it's got charge, so yeah, a big fucking big boy. 12 cost on your turn. The base cost of this card when your hand is used by 3 for each force has been destroyed. So a 6 drop 10/3. It's pretty good, but also you've lost your forces. It's kind of an L. Although not your forces. So if there are no forces in play, this is free, which is obviously amazing. 3 cost, it's really good. 6 cost, it's air. So yeah. All right. So that's the set. Well, I must say those neutrals really took an interesting turn. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting cards on there. I'm looking forward to playing with this stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for the review of the next set. Alright guys, cheers.